Hi everyone, I am freelance D365 F&O solution architect and I spent the last 20 years working across Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem from early accepted days through D365 F&O. And among many other things, I've been working on roles, securities, running SOD analysis, answering questions from auditors and CFOs about who has access to what and how much does it cost. So today I wanted to show you something I've built that changes how we may be able to answer those questions. It's called D365 F&O Security MCP Server. It's an open source tool that gives your AI agents direct access to your D365 security and license data. But first, let me explain why does it matter right now. The main 3 points I would like to highlight here. Point number one is that the license enforcement is live. Since January 2026, Microsoft blocks users who don't have the right license tier. For example, if your AP clerk is assigned a role that requires an enterprise license but only has been given a team member license, they will be locked out. Point number two, Microsoft out-of-the-box tools are not easy to use. They can tell you what license a role needs, but they don't connect the necessary dots across users, roles, different costs, and so on. Right? So this MCP server is able to connect those dots and provide your AI agents the information necessary to process and explain this to you in a plain language. And the third point, security reviews are still quite manual. Many auditors ask about SOD violations, and admins has to spend quite a lot of time cross-referencing spreadsheets in order to answer those questions. And there is no any single tool which can help them to connect all this information together and help to monitor that compliance. So this is exactly what this MCP server solves. You ask the question in plain English and AI agent queries your live data in the D365 live environment, and you will get an answer in seconds which can explain you all the different details. This slide quickly explains how it works. Basically, like any other MCP server, it serves as a bridge in order to give your AI agents necessary information from dedicated D365 F&O live environment. A quick word about what is MCP. MCP is a standard model context protocol. Think of it as a universal plug that lets your AI agents connect directly to your data sources. So instead of agent guessing or querying the web or searching for answers elsewhere, it has direct access to your data and it can give you precise answers. The important key point to emphasize here is that the main design principle is that this server is read-only. It queries D365, but it never modifies anything there. There is no risk of accidental changes to your security configuration. Here is a quick summary of 3 main capability layers. Layer 1 contains a number of tools related to security data. Your agent will be able to use this tool to query information about roles, duties, privileges, user assignments, and even full security profile reports. In those reports, they will get structured data with role, duty, privilege hierarchy, as well as SOD violations. It supports summary-only parameter for agent-friendly compact outputs. Likewise, any other data entity outputs which will overwhelm your agent with a lot of response and it will burn thousands of tokens in order to process those huge outputs. This one will give you already structured and summary outputs that agent can use straight away. On the second layer, we have a number of license-related tools. They can help you to calculate the minimum required license tier for every user based on their actual role assignments. It can detect who is over licensed, who is under license. It can simulate what happens before you make a change. And the third layer is around compliance and SODs, right? You can create a bunch of rules related to your specific business needs and use this tool to automate your agent verifying compliance every time. For example, this tool can give AI agent a summary to trace all the user sessions, and this will help to identify any dormant accounts with high-level privileges. As well as this, it can provide audit-ready information about any security role changes, so you can monitor straight away in the live environment who changes what and when, right? Trigger the appropriate notifications and so on. For example, with Copilot Studio and Power Platform, you can build very clever workflow based on information that this tool can provide. These are the key 5 scenarios I want to demonstrate today. Each scenario simulates real business question from a different persona. Quick walkthrough on each scenario before we jump into the live demo. First one, CFO asks about the license spend. Second, we investigate the SOD violations, segregation of duties. Then IT manager is investigating one specific user and what kind of access he has to. Then we estimate the overall security health score. And the last one is where HR is trying to onboard the new person and needs to identify what kind of licenses do they need. Okay, here we go, live demo. All those 5 scenarios we described before is going to be demonstrated on the D365 environment version 10.0.46. It's not a live environment, it's a small demo sandbox, but just to make the point. Okay, here we are in Cloud Desktop, which is connected to our security MCP server, and we're going to run all our 5 scenarios one by one in order to demonstrate the outputs. So scenario number 1 is where the CFO is asking about the license spent. Let's type the question and see what kind of answer system is going to get us. Just to save the time, I'm putting the question like this. How much are we spending on D365 licenses and where the money is going? So what we expect is some kind of response which is going to highlight 103 users, estimated cost per month and per year, breakdown of enterprise and non-enterprise licenses, usage of our MCP server, of course. So as you can see, this Claude already picked the correct MCP server. D365 FNO security MCP server tools available detected. Now he's querying the tool. He's using the get license summary report function, which is the best choice for this, of course. And here we go. That's the response we're getting. It's still updating. It's going a bit graphical here. Yeah, we got breakdown. So majority of the users we can see have the finance and SCM enterprise licenses. There are a few team members. Here is a full breakdown. Top cost drivers coming from accounts managers, sales manager, accountant, project manager, etc. Can give you the year cost. It can explain you different options and so on. Very, very good, clever response. Okay, let's run scenario number 2. Let's check for SOD violations. The question is the following. Do we have any segregation of duty violations? Show me the worst offenders. Okay, so Claude picked up on the appropriate MCP server. It's running the correct tool, detect SOD violations. And here is the response. That the scan came back clean, 0 SOD violations. Here is a summary. Users scanned 90 users, 30 service accounts, so it automatically detects service account and exclude them from the validations. Rules, we don't have many rules at the moment, but this is a configuration file that can be expanded. Depending on your business scenarios, violation found, users with violations 0. It also says that yes, the current rule set seems to be very small. Maybe you would want to expand this. Good result. Okay, next scenario. This is where IT manager is asking about the Oscar profile. Oscar is one of our heavy loaded users with a lot of security roles already assigned. So let's see what system can pick up from this profile query. So in this query, we should be able to get the full user security profile as well as user license requirements. We can see that MCP server is picked. The correct tools are picked as well. Yeah, the information is coming fairly quickly. As we mentioned before, there is a summary mode in the tool available, so system doesn't have to be overloaded with hundreds and thousands of security roles and duties. MCP server already giving the summary information to the agent, so agent can get appropriate response, and we can see it's already drafting how it looks like. So as you can see, the Oscar has 25 security roles assigned, 6 security roles in finance, 5 roles in SCM and manufacturing. He also has IT admin roles, and he's also an employee and a system user, of course. Highlights the key risks, highlights the problems found, and gives a very good breakdown of all these roles and duties. We can see no SOD violations formally detected. And on the last sentence, you can see that agent is proposing to give you the full log of changes and when those roles were assigned. This is another feature that is available with this MCP. Okay, scenario number 4, full security health check on the system. Let's put the question. Give me a full security health score, audit is coming. The agent should use a couple of tools. Get security health score, there is a special tool for that. So we can see the agent is correctly picking this tool. And let's see what's coming out. It should check our system for SOD compliance, for dormant accounts, for overall security role situation, as well as access review readiness, which is basically a login activity data source. Okay, here we're getting there are some results. So overall security score is good, 77 out of 100. And nothing on the SOD compliance, 25 out of 25. Healthy score, access review also good. All 4 data sources are available. Now role assignment has a bit of a warning. Average 3 roles per user, but 3 users have more than 10 roles, right? That's That could be a red flag. Dormant account risks, 8 out of 25. There is a bit of a red flag. 2 out of 3 privileged users have dormant, basically no sign-in over the period of 90 days plus. Right, this is typically a big security issue that needs to be resolved. Means somebody might have left the business and not using the system anymore, but his or her account is still available. But yeah, that's our report coming through quite nicely. And scenario number 5, this is HR onboarding, checking what if scenario. So we've got a new ARAP clerk. What sort of license do they need? Let me put the question. Are we onboarding new finance clerk? If we give them the following roles, what kind of license do they need? Okay, here we go. System is running some checks, picking up the correct tools. License breakdown for each role. Both roles are confirmed. Here is a summary. Yeah, both roles require enterprise license, so basically it doesn't matter what you give. Both of this will require the following finance enterprise license. That's the good and quick answer. Now to wrap up this quick demo, let's look into what we have seen today. So what we have seen today is basically initial foundation beta version of the tool, right? And it can be extended with a number of other features. So what can be coming next is, first of all, of course, the SOD rule set needs to be extended, right? There is also a number of other features that we can implement in the future releases, like what if SOD projection. So for example, before you assign a role, check whether it would create a segregation of duty conflict. Cross-environment comparison. This might be useful for partners and implementation projects where you have multiple environments and you need to compare those roles. In between, some sort of formatted report, perhaps PDF or HTML report might be useful. We invite, of course, community contributions in terms of rule sets and other features. And here is the final slide on our demonstration today. Get started in 5 minutes. It's really easy to start. Just clone the repository, run the command to install the MCP server, and then simply run it. Connect it to your agent, Cloud Desktop. As we've seen through this demonstration, it can also work with GitHub Copilot, any other MCP client which supports MCP protocol. Here is a link on the GitHub. There is a link at the bottom. So visit our website insightx.co.uk for more information about this or any other projects. Thank you for watching.